I'm not. So I did see I wanted this line taken care of.
We got one of y'all.
I just didn't know what are your suggestions?
Well, I definitely want to do some here because I want to raise your brow in the middle, like right there. That's a great thing for Botox. You're young, you really, all you have is this little line at rest. Raise your brows in, squeeze them together, smile. My top choice would be this, and the reason is I want to bring your brow up a little bit.
Okay.
Smile for me. Your lips, the only reason to do your lips to me is this side.
What?
Here. This side is smaller, a lot smaller. Do you see that? No rest. Put them together. Yeah, I know you can't feel them.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that side's just smaller?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just picky. The
Right.
bottom's smaller too. It's
Right.
more obvious when you talk, but you probably never look in the mirror and talk. So you don't. I mean,
So I don't know. Just tell me whatever.
I don't want to do
As
anything
far
you're
as-
not sure. I want to do my lips. The last thing, you've got a very pretty mouth. It's not. I wouldn't look at you and say let's do your lips.
Okay.
You can do it to show a little less gum when you smile. I'm talking a minute amount, and whatever I have left, I could put right there to get rid of that little. See that?
Mm-hmm.
That little shadow. So that's just totally. What made you think about your lip?
Well, I had my lips done once before, but this has been like many years ago. Just to, like, get a little pouty look. They like lifted a little bit, and I really loved it. But I knew that I instantly did want to take care of this little situation I had going on my forehead.
So your forehead's your number one thing.
It was, yes.
Until
But that's what I
told
was
you
going to
do.
ask. Yeah. But I mean, I know that you know what you're talking about, so it's whatever you.
Why don't we do just enough to raise your brows there, and then raise your brows again?
How much would that be for like CCs, or what would you suggest, or how much with what I'm talking
30.
about?
30 units. $3.90.
So we can do that, or I can do, or I can just do your forehead, whatever you want. It's up to you. I mean, it's about $300 to do your forehead.
What do you think, Mom? Well, I mean,
Yeah, she's.
We think our kids are perfect. I lied to my mom about everything I ever did, and I guess now she knows.
I know I have one.
I told my grandmother, and then I'd had lipo on my thighs, and I was changing clothes in her bathroom, and she was like, "What have you done to yourself?" I'm like, "This is exactly why your mother is the only one that knows."
That's funny.
I'll say this.
Do you know?
She was definitely excited to have her lips done. She's not so excited about her
But
forehead.
I know I need it.
No, you don't need it. You're young, and a little bit of motion's okay. And I'm not going to freeze your forehead.
Okay.
You're
Raise
not
your
going to
brows.
be able to tell very much.
I'm not going to make it to where your forehead doesn't move because you have this line. And if this line goes, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want, what you could do is do what would equate to half an area here and half an area here. That way you're just doing a touch of Botox. If your mamas know, if you're excited about doing your lip, let's do your lip, and let's do half and half, like tiny amounts to soften that and not try to make it not move. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. Well then, how much would all of that be together? If I were to do the. How much is it for all of my lips?
Depends on what you want. I mean, we probably want to use Juvederm in your lips. So for Juvederm and like 15 of Botox. But if you were most excited about doing your lips, let's do your lips.
$8.95.
If you want to do just your lips, let's do that. Let's do what makes you. The fillers are, some are 500, some are 7. They go from 5 to 700. I mean, you can do the lighter one, which is 5 in your lip, and then if you like it, you can do more. If you liked it before, you're going to like it probably now.
She really loves it. It excites her.
You got to do what excites you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, your forehead isn't, if you want me to just soften that line, it'd be like, you can add like $100 to it if you want to do that, because that's all it would take you to do that.
Okay.
If you just want to focus on that and think about the rest of it, let's do what bugs you. I'm always going to tell you, because
Well,
one,
what
I
were you
can't help
showing
it.
me as far as?
Because when you squeeze your brow, you see how this muscle brings it in and down? This is the corrugator. When you put a little Botox here, that lets this lift. It's just pretty.
Right. I know, I like pretty. Pretty is my thing, I like it.
But we can do a small amount there just to make it lift a little. I mean, you know, I can do it any way you want. If this line is all that's bothering you in your forehead, we can do this much Botox and soften that line. You know?
Okay.
I can mix it any which way you want. I won't do anything that would make you look worse. If you were that happy with your lip, that's what we need to do.
Okay.
Is it the pain? What's bothering you? It's probably not with your lip.
She's tough.
I know, it didn't
She's
really
tougher
bother me
than me.
last time, but also I was just super duper numbed up. I don't know. Is it that bad?
My stuff is really numbing.
Lips, I always tell her that lips, I think lips hurt. I used to have my lips done. It's too painful. For me it is. It's just not worth it. I don't care that much.
I'm gonna do your lips first because. Do you want to do a little bit?
I know that. But I have to talk because I'm a mother. I just don't, I didn't want my procedure
I'm gonna do your lips first because of the numbing.
How much Botox you want?
10. Yeah, nothing needs it. It's all fluff. So I told Mom, I'm trying to remember what I told my mom I was having done when I was doing more. And she kept calling. And they were like, what'd you tell her? She thought you'd be done in 30 minutes. I don't even remember. But my grandmother knows. But I knew she talked me out of it, and I don't want to be talked. And you know, sometimes you know what you want. You don't want someone to talk you out of it, and I don't want her to worry. Little stick. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have very pretty lips, so I'm just adding a little bit of fluff. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I got lots of ways to not hurt you. Is that hurting you?
No. You're awesome.
Well, I've still got a needle, so let's... You okay, Tish?
Just peachy.
That was my bunny rabbit's name.
Mm.
Caroline and Peachy. They're supposed to be 2 boys, so they wouldn't have babies. But they weren't. And Caroline had babies. And Peachy was trying to eat them. It was awful. My dad went back to the pet store. It was called Noah's Ark because I was hysterical. Walking out there at 12 or 13 and seeing all these little, they look like little rats because they don't have fur.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad went back to the pet store. I was like, you're not taking one of my rabbits back. Like, by then we were so in love with them. They were French sloths. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Making you sweat?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't sweated in so long because I used Botox under my arms because the cleaners, my white shirts kept turning yellow, and I kept switching cleaners. No, some of it was probably
What does it
warranted.
feel like for a needle to
But
go
it's
in
wet.
your underarm?
It doesn't. It's not bad.
It's not.
You only have to do it every 6 or 8 months. But then I felt like I was sweating the other day. I was like, what is that feeling? Gotta wear a lot of white. God, that's pretty. Young lips are fun. Do you want to see?
They're gonna look really good.
It's not going to be
This
overdone.
one is, it is, you're right about
And it's how you hold it too. You hold it over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you think about that, you can stop doing it. And if you stop doing it, you'll avoid having a line right there from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
People make funny faces, but the problem is they make funny lines. But if you think about it, you just you'll notice it now that I
I keep
said
an animated face.
Yeah, that's good when you're young. No, you should animate, but if you do something on one side, not the other, it's just the lines. But if you think about it, you just stop. It's very pretty. It's fun to make a pretty little mouth prettier. That one hurts a little. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making that little bow a little bit more pronounced. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Am I hurting you and you just don't want to tell me?
Mm-mm. Can I take off my sweatshirt?
Huh?
Can I take this off?
She's hot.
Sure. You don't have that. You do. Wait, you don't have anything underneath. We'll get off the net. You okay?
Yes. Well, no,
I was just
you
saying.
Mm-hmm. She's really tough.
Smell. It's really pretty. The light.
You look good.
Just want a little more over there, actually. Now that's perfect. No more.
Good, really good.
You open that door. That helping?
No, I'm not sweating so bad.
As I'm messing with you, take some deep breaths. I'll stop for a minute.
When do you stop filming?